Bronc has always sent us great machines, and today they sent us another one. It's called the Bronc Max. It has adjustable stroke lengths and it's got a 7-watt motor. No wonder they call it the Max. All right, we should watch this right here on the Floaty channel. Don't forget, before you watch the rest of this video, like and subscribe. Let's do it. All right, let's open up the Bronc Max. Got a few of these cool stickers. The instruction manual. Oh yeah, they sent me the red. Oh yeah. So this is the very, very bright cherry red there. I don't even know if the camera can pick it up, but in person, that's like the prettiest red machine I've seen so far. It is a nice weight. I'm feeling a pretty heavier machine, on the heavier side. So let's see. Yep, weighted at the tip. As you can see, it's tipping that direction where the needle's gonna go. And there are our adjustable stroke lengths. So as you can see, we have 2.6, 2.9, 3.2, 3.5, 3.8, and 4 millimeter stroke adjust system. So the idea is, as we turn that, it is going to change the stroke length of the machine, giving you either a harder hit or a softer hit. So very easy turn here for the stroke lengths, very easy turn for the needle adjustment. And then we have actually the battery is not a built-in battery. It does come off, so you can twist that off and boom. So we have the battery that does come off of this machine, which is great, that you can replace with the new battery, or you can replace with this RCA connection here for an option to go without the battery and just to go wired. Whatever fits you better. So if you have a wired machine right now and you're comfortable with that, but you want to try out a wireless machine, this could be a good machine for you. It's got a lot of options. It's very versatile. You can wire it, you can use the battery, and you have all these adjustable strokes. Not only that, but it's got a pretty strong motor, so I'm thinking this is one of those systems where they're trying to combine everything into one machine. So let's see if it can actually do what they say it can. Okay guys, we got these Bronc cartridges to try out too with the machine. We'll start with the smallest one here, the 3-round liner from Bronc. So here's a Bronc cartridge. Fits very nicely on the machine. So here is the display for the battery. We're just going to show you that real quick since we didn't show you before. You can see it has a very nice large display here, easily readable. And it looks like it does go in 0.1 increments as well. So right now, just adjusting my needle depth here. So you do that. Set at a 2.6 right now. I'm gonna just crank it up a little and see if we can hear it change. Yeah, all right. So I just went up a little from 2.6 to 2.9. And there was an obvious sound change there. Up to a 3.2. It definitely sounds more obvious to me than some of the other machines I've tried like this, that the stroke length is changing. I can hear it really well. So there you go. There we are now at 4 millimeters. So this is the highest hit you're gonna get. Might not necessarily want that with the 3-round liner, but bring it down a little bit to a 3.5. And we're at a, let's go up a little bit here. We're at a 6.5. I'm just at 7. Motor sounds really strong. The balance is really nice at the tip. I feel like there's a lot of steadiness in my line just from the weight of this machine. Yeah, so not even the biggest hit here. We're at the 3.5 at 7 volts, and the lining with the 3 is going in beautifully. Very nice and saturated, a lot of control. I feel like the weight at the tip is going to make this machine very good for higher needle groupings, especially. You just want to make sure with the 3-round liners and things like that, that you're probably not using too high of a hit with this one. It actually has quite a strong little motor I can feel on it. Let's turn it up. I'm just kind of curious. I do want to feel what that feels like, but yeah, that's probably going to be too big of a hit there for the 3-round liner. More hit than necessary for sure. But yeah, that just shows that I'm not maxing out to get that in. That's good. I wouldn't expect to at 3-round liner. Let's move up and see how it does a little bit bigger than that. But first, let's try shading with the liner. Okay, so that's at a 4. I'm going to play with the stroke length for shading. I'm going to jump a little bit far so we can see the difference here to 3.5. I'm not going to stop at the 3.8. Let's take a look and see if we can see any difference with the stroke length for dot shading. So this kind of shows you as you decrease that stroke length, those dots are going to spread out a little bit more here. So you can actually see the difference between the 4mm stroke length and the 3.5 that I changed it to here on the right. This is all at 6 volts right now. Really nice dot pattern, by the way, very consistent. Let's try going all the way down. I'm just curious what's the lowest hit gonna look like. Again, a difference between the 3.5 and the 2.6mm stroke change in this system. So you can see a difference in the dots. They're more spread out here. So you're going to get that softer hit. You're going to get softer shading with that. So that is great. I'm seeing obvious differences between the settings, which I like a lot because that is the intended purpose of the machine. So far this Bronc Max is pretty awesome. I'm very excited. Let's try a little bit more lining with it with the 3-round. I'm going to go down a little bit to a 3.2. Let's see what it feels like doing that kind of lining. A little bit softer lining maybe. So there at the 3.2, you can see the line starts to fall apart a little bit. So there is a happy medium here when you're using this machine between your hand speed and the stroke length and what you're trying to do. Obviously for lining, we want to keep it a little higher than that. So I think I was at 3.5 before. Let's see. Yeah, definitely feel a bigger hit. You can see it start to get darker there. Then maxing out at 4. Very good control on this machine. I'm impressed. They put the weight in the right place on this machine. It's at the tip. So this just kind of shows you why the stroke length matters, the adjustments matter. This machine's a little more advanced, so if you haven't learned about stroke lengths, this might be a great way to do it. Buy this machine, play around with it. So here, you know, I have the shorter stroke lengths going to the longer stroke lengths, but this is just showing why people use those longer stroke lengths for lining. It does make it so you can kind of do these faster passes. This machine is strong, so it's great that you can adjust the stroke length, because with the strong machine, you might want to soften the hit to do certain lines, certain needles like 3-round liners, which are pretty small and can blow out pretty easily. Okay, I'm going to take off this 3-round liner. We've had enough fun with that one. We're going to move on now to the 9-round liner. This is a standard, also the Bronc cartridge. I know you guys have been waiting for this, so let's just do it. I'm at a 4 right now, so 4 millimeter stroke. Let's just start with that. So maintaining a lot of control, even with the larger needle grouping. I'm feeling really, really good penetration with this 4 millimeter stroke. I'm going to go down just a bit to see if I can maintain at 3.8 as well. I almost feel like I have even better control here at the 3.8. I have to slow a bit more, but I do feel like the control was good too. So both good settings. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, beautiful, nice saturated lines. It's penetrating really well at 4 or 3.8. The fact that you can change the stroke length for a larger needle grouping is great. I would recommend keeping it higher just to get that penetration, and so that you can play around more with your hand speed and things like that. I'm going to go up a little bit here to an 8 volt. I'm at the 4. Just want to see how fast I can move. So I was able to move pretty darn fast there, and most of my line got in just fine. Might have gone a little fast towards the end there. Let me just try a little higher at 8.5. Okay, there we go. Okay, playing around here a bunch with the 9-round liner. I feel like the 3.8 millimeter stroke was actually the best to get it into the silicone. The 4 actually felt like almost too big of a hit, where it's like bouncing off the silicone. So you might have to play around a little bit with your lining settings, but generally you're going to want to be in the higher stroke lengths. Okay, let's try out Bronc's 11-round liner. I'm going to start with 3.8 and then we'll go up from there. Going up to 4. You can feel it changing. The hit's definitely getting harder. It's definitely driving the needles in differently. All right, so 11 round liner, no problem with the Bronc Max, getting it in just fine at 3.8 or 4mm stroke. So beautiful, this machine works great with higher needle groupings. Let's try the 11 round shader. It has a slightly different shape to the end of it. It might work a little differently, so let's try it out. Okay, we have the 11 round shader. I'm at 8.5 volts at, we'll start at 3.8. So if you like to line with round shaders, this machine looks like it's going to be good for you to do that with. I'm going to go up a little to a 4. There we go. Okay, so I do see the change more significantly in the round shader, and I think that is because of the shape of the needles and how spaced out they are. The surface area is wider, they're not directed into as much of a point, so you're going to get more resistance from the surface that you're tattooing. Therefore, the 4mm stroke is going to get you the effect that you want. Let's see if I'm right. Yes, so definitely on the right side we see here more saturated lines. Beautiful. And lastly, we have Big Wasp here for our 15 curved mag. Matches my grip. All right, so let's try out a mag with this thing. Typically for shading, I use my 3.5mm stroke machine, somewhere around there. And come down to 7 volts. So we're in like medium range for a hit there. So there's a little bit of shading at 3.5mm stroke, really nice soft shade. It felt good going in. I just want to see what it looks like when we change that down, all the way down to a 2.6 stroke length. Same voltage, that's 7. Definitely feels different going in, more lightweight, not as many strikes. Okay, so here we are at the lowest setting. Wow, nice, really nice, smooth shade. Everything's really spread out there. You can see the dots are more spread out here than here. So you're gonna see the same effect with the mag that you're gonna see with that 3-round liner. The shading is going to be a little bit softer as you reduce your stroke length. So I'm definitely seeing the result with this machine with its adjustable stroke lengths. They're real, they do the job that they're supposed to do. It's very cool. Let's try doing a little black packing. We're at a 3.8. That actually does not feel. We go down to a 3.5. Direction. Really nice and black there. And I did not have to max out. I'm at a 3.5 millimeter stroke for this 15 curve mag. That's pretty good. It's getting in there really well. It's super dark, super saturated. Just barely 2 passes there. Come a little closer. Very nice. Okay, I'm just gonna shade a little area here. Now I'm dropping it down. See that nice soft gradient here on the right where I just dropped it down. Just a few needle strikes. You can see how soft that shading can be with this machine, even with that powerful motor. Going up a little at a 3.2. Creating a gradient. Cool. So not only would this machine make a great liner with the 4mm stroke, it makes a great shader, given the fact that it can go all the way down to 2.6. All right, the Bronc Max is an awesome little machine. It does so much. It has those adjustable strokes. It has a battery that you can replace with an RCA cable. It has a beautiful digital display, wonderful weight, and it is great for lining, shading, whatever you need. They made an effort to put everything into one machine, and I think they did a beautiful job. It is a professional machine, so it's almost $400, but you can get it on Amazon. So don't forget, use a link in the description below to support our channel, and thanks for watching. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.